Namaste. I'm Monique Sayers, and today we're here to meet with ALISHA Bracche, who is one of our amazing co-creators of our vision of a new paradigm of education. It's actually the second book in our series, which is an international bestseller. And I'm so grateful to connect with ALISHA today, along with our 15 other authors, just to feel into the energy of this project, like what it is we're here to really create, and just to get a taste of who you are and your chapter. So I'd love to hear from you, ALISHA.
Thank you, Monique. Well, it's been such a pleasure to co-create with you all, and especially with you, and holding the space for it. And I think we're at this precipice now in through this evolution that we're going through on the earth, where we're looking at ways that we can actually fundamentally, physically develop a new way of educating children. Because as we look at the evolutionary process, we're all evolving and changing, and of course so are our children. Our children are coming in much more different or well equipped in other ways, and so it's really great to be able to put this information and energy out there to give people maybe tools, things that they can do to help, whether they're caretakers or educators, and really looking at the, I think my part is looking at the individuality of the child, and what are their, expressions of their gifts and their abilities, and how can we draw upon that so that they can be best service in the world, rather than, obviously the old paradigm where, things were more put into boxes. But this is more of a, when I feel into it, it's much more of a free, expressive, creative, and I think I talk a little bit about that in my part, about the creative expression and how that's so important for the individual, so that they can share their gifts, and contribute to society in maybe new evolutionary ways of changing this world.
Yeah, I love that. I love your chapter and your energy, and I love all of the energy. I love the whole project. That it just makes sense to evolve and to have these co-creations of us doing it together, not alone, and evolution of education, if you look at it from a piece of paper, it hasn't really evolved. But if you're looking at it cosmically, we are all evolving and we're all being educated like all the time. So it really makes sense to me that our vision for this book is to educate people in new ways, and that you're ignited through each of the chapters. And just as I was feeling into your energy then, you've also got a project, New Earth Children, and I wanted to just ask you a little bit about that. Like, so, what is a New Earth child? Maybe we could start with that.
Yeah, sure. Well, I guess New Earth Children was a term that came to me going through very unique journeys of connecting with, spirit children, and these children that would come not just to me, but to other women, and share, like, they're very old, wise souls, and that them to be able to come in and be birthed on this earth, that they would require very different things than what we've got already, and so when I refer to New Earth Children, I'm encompassing not just those children who haven't yet come to this earth and been born, but the ones that have been coming through perhaps for the last 10 to 15 years, where it's like they're born into this world and their eyes are already open, and it's like they have all this knowledge and wisdom, and a lot of them can look as though they have they're highly sensitive. So if we're going to put them in boxes of, how our society views things, they can have all sorts of labels, but actually they have very unique gifts. And if they're, met with from a heart space, we can understand the essence of that child and, what they bring, and be more accommodating, I think, to their gifts and abilities. So a lot of these children tend to have very intuitive or psychic abilities, that may not necessarily be fully understood, and that was my story as a child. Like, I was very intuitive, very psychic child that had healing abilities, and that's not very understood in the world that I grew up in, and so I guess my passion lies of being able to relate to these children and give them tools to help better equip them to function in this world, where they kind of, they are this intermediate walking between worlds. They're very connected to the spirit world, but they have to live in this physical world as well, and that can come with all sorts of struggles. So New Earth Children came to me a couple of years ago, that it would be a collaborative effort and that people would come, which is, as it has happened, that, you know, it started to formulate, and that I would be working with women and children to help best support them in their uniqueness, in their gifts, and to bring that out of them, essentially, and that over time that would grow into learning centres and you know, online education, where we can go through things that showcase how they already have these abilities or energy sensitivities, but how they can work with them to get the best out of them.
Yeah, totally. That's exactly what this new paradigm of education is about. It's about holistic education, so embodying the whole child and all of their gifts and uniqueness, and being able to tap into those abilities and normalize them, and also co-create with those. And it's people like yourself who also have those gifts that are able to see that, and also to kind of be guardians or guides as well, and probably vice versa. The children will be teaching you a lot as well. So
oh yeah.
yeah, so it's amazing to have that. I have only one other question for you based off the title of our story, because it's a new paradigm of education. So would you like to explain what you believe is a new paradigm, and how it's happening right now, where we're at?
Yeah, I think the beautiful thing is, like, I felt into this calling probably about 15 years ago, and back then it was just such an out there concept. But as the years have progressed, so many other people who've, you know, found me through synchronicity have had the same vision, you know, even down to the sort of the same names that I was sort of given. And it really, you know, this paradigm of new education is really about having different subject. I think we still have to keep the fundamentals and the foundations, but I think it's a lot about life skills and education. And then obviously the energy sensitivity component of teaching children how to work with their energy, how to calm themselves, and you know, whether it's through meditation or connecting with nature and things like that, really earthy, grounded, but then obviously, you know, catering to the individual. So I always saw it as like a shared community experience that each of the teachers, let's call them that, I don't know, probably needs a new name, but the guides, the, you know, the counselors, the facilitators, you know, whatever their gifts are, whatever their specializing in, I guess, whatever that, you know, someone might be a really great cook, so they teach the children how to cook and prepare nourished foods, you know. So incorporating all those different components, you know, is really, really important. And I think maybe where my role sits is to be able to work with the children who have these extrasensory abilities.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And I also feel like when I look at a new paradigm with our group and with everything that's been happening, people are coming at it in all different ways. And it just feels like we're aligned cosmically, like we've been preparing for this for other evolutions. And it's now kind of like our duty to do this for the next generations that are coming. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. So our book is coming out very soon in December, and it will be available on Amazon. It's called A New Paradigm of Education Rising. We're so grateful to be able to share this gift with you. And this project is actually also being donated through to some beautiful other organizations as well that's supporting children. So we really look forward to co-creating with you as the reader as well, because I really believe that the energy that we've put into writing is also going to be received by you, and that you receive whatever gift it is that ignites you. And so thanks for connecting with both of us here today.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Namaste.